Hey wild ones, it's a beautiful day in mid-February and I'm out to try a fully enclosed tarp setup with my 3x3 multicam and a trekking pole.
The first day I saw you since long ago, I still remember it was so cold. You were warm and I with some green tea.
Hey guys, so I have tried this same configuration before with a bigger, heavier tarp and hanging it from a tree. This time I'm using a smaller, lighter tarp. I want to try putting it up with my trekking pole because you just don't always have a perfect tree next to a nice flat camping spot. So I've got various cordage and pegs. Let's give this a go. Okay, so I'm going to start by laying this out on the ground upside down and pegging in 3 points.
You asked me, can you lend me sugar? You grabbed the shaking bowl and shook her, and you put all the sugar right on me. And what a crash.
Okay, so I've pegged in my tarp by those 3 points and I'm now going to use my trekking pole extended as far as it will go to prop up the tarp. I had to actually get a new set of trekking poles for this because my super light trekking poles don't go quite long enough. I think the super light ones go to 127 centimeters max and these go to, I can't remember exactly, but a little bit longer. So hopefully that'll be okay. I'm now going to try and find the back middle point to stick my trekking pole into, which I believe is this one. Right, let's try it.
When the second day we met by chance, where does we go? Find the sugar girl right next to me.
Yeah.
Decided it's time to introduce myself. Your name that came with an address that led me to my favorite night in years.
Wow. I love it already. Let's peg this as well.
And sugar's almost everywhere.
This is looking, well, it looks a bit shoddy. To be honest with you, it's not as good as raising it from a tree because I could do with a trekking pole with being a little bit higher to pull it nice and taut. But it won't go any higher, so yeah, that's what we're working with. But you know what? It's fully enclosed and I think it's gonna work. It's not as pretty, but look at that. Lots of room. I was a bit worried there wouldn't be enough room actually because the last time I used a 3.5 by 3.5 tarp and this is a 3x3, so smaller, more compact to carry about. Yeah, actually that works really well. It's such a simple setup as well, just a few pegs, a few guy lines. If you're not worried about it being really flappy, you could just use the one guy line off the trekking pole. So yeah, I like it. All right, let's move the stuff in. Get in there, you. Loop-de-doo. Right, I've got my bed in here and it just about fits in this space perfectly. So you wouldn't want to use a smaller tarp. 3x3, about the limit. Yeah, that's cozy. Before we take this any further, I want to see how we're looking from that path over there. If we're stealthy enough, because there have been a few dog walkers along. But I think with the camo, it's going to be nice and stealthy. Look, here's the path. You can see it's fairly well trodden. We're in there somewhere. To be honest with you, I can't even see where we are in there. Yeah, that's really stealthy. Where is it? I've lost my own tarp. There it is. Hello, tarp. You're a stealthy boy, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
So the reason I wanted to use a fully enclosed configuration today is because it's going to get cold later, quite close to freezing I think, and this is so adaptable, like origami, so I can have it fully enclosed to hopefully hold in a bit of my body heat, or I can sort of get a stick, hold this up here so I've got like a nice canopy to sit under while I'm cooking. Oh, I bought lamb chops today. Lamb chops. Freaking love lamb chops to cook on the fire. But I digress, so I can pin that up here, or I could sort of peg it out like that and make a nice little doorway, and then when I go to bed I can pull it all together and make it enclosed again. I think for now, and while I cook my tea, I'm going to peg that tie out point in and then lift this corner. Yeah, that'll be nice while we make dinner. How about this one? Very nice indeed. Look at that. Our fully enclosed tarp has been opened up to provide a lovely open shelter for me to settle down, cook my tea, enjoy the forest, and then I'll close it back up later and make a cozy nook. Oh, I love it. I'm all set up in here. It's just under 5 degrees. Let me show you around. So I've got my electronics here on my little sit mat so that they're insulated from the cold ground, because batteries will lose charge really quick in the cold. This is all my cooking stuff. I've got my Firebox in there, and I've cheated. I've bought wood from home and coals from home and fire starters because I just want to chill out tonight. Beds, and I've got my toiletries and clothes and some extra food and water and cook stuff here. So really nice. Just gonna wait for it to get dark now, and then I'll cook my tea, but I might prep it now actually. Get me chops sorted out. Right, food. Here's what I've got in my special box today. Firstly, salt and pepper in the cutest little grinders. Oh, I just love those. Bit of oil to oil the top of my bush box so the lamb chops don't get stuck to it. Some lovely fresh rosemary. I don't have a garden, but I do like to grow stuff in tubs, so I picked that out of my tub. That's going to be delicious. And the star of the show, 2 chunky lamb chops. My absolute favourite. This is going to be so simple and so tasty. Cave woman food, that's what it is. Let's keep them wrapped up for later. Just gone 6. There's a tawny owl just behind. It's a lovely cold still night, and I haven't been in the woods for ages actually, and I didn't realise how much I'd missed it. I'm just waiting for the last of the flames to go out, and then I'm gonna get this lamb cooking. Gonna take a while to cook, I think. Time for a turn. Oh yeah. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, amazing. That looks so good. Oh my god. That is so tasty. I've got lamb juice all down my bivvy bag. Totally worth it. But that's another amazing use for your bivvy bag. to protect your sleeping bag from juicy meat. I don't know why it's only just occurred to me that I was complaining earlier about wanting more height on my trekking pole. I could have just used a really long stick. It didn't even enter my tiny little mind. But it's fine. I kind of wanted to try it with a trekking pole tonight anyway, so we'll leave it how it is and see how we do with the trekking pole. Of course, if you're out on moors or halfway up mountains, you're not going to have sticks laying around anyway. Yeah, we'll give this a go. Gonna get me another coffee on. Have a bit of cake. It's about 4 or 5 degrees in my snuggly nook here under the tarp. Outside the tarp is 2 degrees, so nice and warm in here. Cake by firelight is pretty special. So this is my first ever 3x3 tarp actually. I've got a couple of DD Superlights, they're nearly 3x3, they're 3x2.9. But I was worried with this configuration that it might not work unless it was completely square. I don't know. So this is a little bit bigger and it's a little bit thicker as well with the material, so hopefully it will help me retain an extra bit of body heat tonight. So that's great. I also love the camo. I really like how it blends in, and I love that it's smaller than my 3.5 by 3.5 multicam, because that's kind of heavy and unwieldy, and this is a lot easier to manage. My fire's dying down now. I think I'm gonna fold this down into its original enclosed configuration, and we'll make a nice cozy little nook in here. I'm inside my nook. It's quite small in here compared to the bigger size hung from a tree. That was a lot more roomy, but there's enough room in here. It's okay. I think it'll be better when I'm laying down actually, because you can only really sit up sort of here, right by the entrancey bit. I've used some little clips to shut the door nice and secure. I feel nice and protected. There's no breeze in here. I don't think any rain will come in if it rains. I've been having a little rearrange in here, so I've put my bed more central because there's more room in front of my face. Because if I'm over there, the top's sort of hanging like that, and I don't like that. So it feels much nicer here. I've got my boots and some water here, just sort of holding that side out, and my duffel bag and electronics and things over there all tucked away in the corner. And I'm really dozy now, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye.
And I don't wanna be lonely when winter is freezing and trees start to bolt. And I don't wanna be sitting alone in a room that's just filled with my soul.
2.9 outside this morning, 5.2 inside. Ooh, good morning. It's a lovely, quiet morning in the woods. I'd love to say I had a really good night's sleep, but actually it was freaking terrible. I had about 1 or 2 hours of low quality sleep, so I'm feeling pretty ropey this morning. Nothing to do with the shelter or the woods. It's just how I roll half the time, unfortunately. Sorry about that. There's a little bit of light rain on the tarp. It's only been very light during the night. I opened this out as soon as I got up this morning because it just felt so claustrophobic in there because it is so enclosed. But it did retain 2.5 degrees of heat, I think, which is great. It was lovely and warm in there all night. There was a bit of condensation dripping down on the inside onto my bivvy bag, but that's to be expected when you're so enclosed. But I do think if there'd been any kind of heavy rain, I would have been really nice and protected in there. So in conclusion, I think this is better hung from a tree than using the trekking pole, just because the trekking pole's still not quite long enough and it makes it a little bit sag worthy, but it still works, you know, it's still okay. It's a functional shelter, and I just love with this configuration how one tarp creates my walls, my door, my floor, and how you can open it out like this, which I absolutely love. I don't think this would hold up very well in wind, but it might be fun to try just for a laugh, so I might do that at some point. You could also, I suppose, if you wanted a fully enclosed setup in really bad weather, use the pyramids. I think that might be a bit sturdier in wind, but the pyramid doesn't create the floor as well, if I remember rightly, so you'd have to use a separate ground sheet with that. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's really cool. Thanks for sharing this little outing with me, you guys. I'm gonna go now because I am knackered. Bye! Damn it! So close. So close. Damn it. Come on, Cole. I don't know what that was. Jesus, it's getting worse. Oh, smash!